Hey friends, and welcome back to a little Medieval Fayre vlog. Before we get to the Medieval Fayre though, it is time to make some mushroom hats. Alch and I made plans to go with a friend group this year, and I volunteered to make most of the mushroom hats for the friends, except Bandit made his own. We were also joined by Drawing Dumpling, Insanity, and my work friend Adwait, otherwise known as Hot Quiche. I needed a break from making Zelda masks, so I feel like mushroom hats were the perfect thing to do because it was still quite creative. I made the bases out of some foil, which I used the shape of our Luffy hat to press onto, covered that with masking tape, then foam clay, cut out some rims with 5mm foam, then hot glued those together when the foam clay was dry. For Dumplings and Inks' hats, I went with fabric, so I covered the rims with polyester fiber fill or pillow fluff, then covered that with fabric and hot glued it to the base. Alch used a bunch of different fabrics to make this jellyfish kind of looking one, and for mine and Adwait's, I used foil and foam clay. Once the foam clay was dry, I spray painted some colours in a gradient over the top, then painted the underneath of all of the mushrooms and added fabric on the inside for the heads. And that was the mushrooms done. The very next day, it was time to attend the Blacktown Medieval Fayre. And as anticipated, it was super busy. There was a super long line, but it went very quick, and we ended up parking not too far away from the event and walking in. We did have to wait for our friends to arrive when we first got there, so we watched some of the knights for a little bit, then headed to the food area to get something to have for a quick breakfast, and also pick up a coffee. Once everyone was there, it was time to walk around, and of course we kept an eye out for other mushrooms.
A fellow mushroom.
I love a mushroom.
I think we looked super cute traveling around as a group, and quite a few other patrons complimented our outfits. The first thing that we wanted to do was roam around the markets and see what was for sale. Of course, they had some furs, other armor, and weapons. It wasn't too long though before Dumpling and I jumped in line to get some Dippin' Dots. I rarely have them, but if we go to a medieval fair and they're there, I will grab some. There were quite a lot of stalls. Adwait and I bought some salami, and at this point we got a little separated, but we also made friends who gave us trinkets.
Hell yeah. And I got the mushroom.
Do you pay to one?
Every year I go to a medieval fair, and the one thing that I want to buy is a tankard made of horns, and I never buy them. So maybe next time, but I did keep an eye out during our time in Blacktown too. I have also included some of Alch's footage from his X5 because we were separated at some points of the event, and he got to witness different things than I did. After coming out from most of the market stalls, we found another dragon. Apparently there was 3 at the event. We thought in front of the dragon would be the perfect place to get a group photo, and I'm so glad we remembered to take one this time. There are different sections of the medieval fair, and from the dragon we started to head down towards the woodworking area. Along the way we met some LARPing knights who were fighting each other. Of course I was going for the lady, who performed very well, though she had to finish early, and then the battle became a daring 2 versus 1, and sadly that one lonely knight meant a terrible fate. Speaking of terrible fates, we came across this thing. The owner was super lovely though. We finally approached the woodwork and metalwork area to find some blades, helmets, and other armor. As the owner of quite a few swords, this is definitely one of my favorite areas of the medieval fair. And one day I would love to purchase a sword from the fair, though they can be a little bit expensive, of course because they're handmade. Some of the exhibitors were actually showing how they do their work using some old tools. And we also had the bard's octave and knots filling the background with ambient music. It wasn't too long before we stumbled across another mushroom family who asked to take pictures with us and gave us each a bag of trinkets. We then bid them goodbye, found a nice shady spot under some trees, and decided to form a fairy circle and do some mushroom dancing. In other words, we just had a lot of fun with Alch's camera. Once we finished taking videos and photos under the trees, it was almost time for the jousting. So we continued along the path, down by the water, and headed back to the food section to grab a bite before we went. We did also stop for some photos at any opportunity.
Yeah, we got heaps.
like in front of the Chinese Gardens Gate. We then continued on our way, noticing the jumping castle, though we didn't actually go over to it. And it was cool because Alch used his camera to record a little strolling point of view. I like watching these back because you can just follow where we are or how far we've fallen behind because of our mushroom hats. When the food was obtained and we arrived at the jousting, I of course wanted to support the Lady Knights, and turns out this year they had the most Lady Knights to sign up for the jousting, so I was super excited to see it. I didn't record all of it, so this part is cut up into different pieces, but it was really cool to watch and the atmosphere was amazing.
We're just having a casual saunter. Oh! We don't like to rush the horses getting back into place. We like them to spend all their energy running through the tilt. And that's actually what we call the center barrier. It's called the tilt. And jousting is also called tilting.
They did have to stop a couple of times because there were some technical and physical difficulties, but the knights continued on for a wonderful show.
Mixes dancing in a circle. Lady Amanda has her lance. Here we go. Lady Amanda above the vent plate. She's grabbed it too in the wrong spot. It's not safe for her hand. There we go. Wearing one of these helmets, ladies and gentlemen. Oh! So shouldering the lance like that shows that she wasn't going to strike. Something wasn't right.
Once the jousting was over, we headed down to get some more footage by the axe throwing, met another friend who gave us some trinkets, and saw some Highland cows. But it was now time to start heading out for the day. I hope you guys enjoyed this little medieval fair adventure. I know I did, and I'm especially proud at how the mushroom hats turned out. Let me know if you want to see more medieval fair videos in the future. We may go to another one this year. Thank you to our friends that joined us for the day. And a big thank you to everyone who watched the video. Hope to see you all in the next one. Bye bye.